Hello and welcome. We are going to read this Reddit story I just found in Am I the A-Hole or AITA, whatever you want to call it. This is r/AITH. AITH. Am I the hole? AITA for telling my fiance the wedding is off after I overheard what he and his mom were really planning for my inheritance. Excuse me? I, 26 female, lost my dad 2 years ago. Heart attack, no warning. It destroyed me. He left me an inheritance, not millions, but enough to buy a small house outright and have a cushion. I've been stupid careful with it, never touched it except for a down payment on a future home. My fiance, 29 male, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for 6 months. Wedding planned for next spring. I genuinely thought we were solid. He's always been kind, maybe a little too close with his parents, but nothing crazy. Saturday night, his parents had us over for an engagement dinner. Nice evening. After dinner, I went to the bathroom down the hall. It's right next to the kitchen, and the door doesn't latch properly, so you can hear everything. I wasn't snooping. They were talking loudly. His mom said, I remember this word for word. So when she puts the money in the joint account, we can finally get the roof done and the extension. He laughed and said, yeah, once we're married, it's legally ours anyway. She'll come around. She's too nice to say no to anyone. His mom said, just make sure nothing gets signed before the wedding. Dad already spoke to the contractor. I literally stopped breathing. I did too. I waited 30 seconds so it wasn't obvious, and then I walked back out. They were all smiles. I said I had a headache and left early. By the way, I've been in this situation where it's like, I heard you and now I'm going home. Next morning, I asked him straight up, did you expect me to put my inheritance into a joint account after we were married? He got a weird look and said, well, yeah, we'll be family. What's mine is yours, right? I asked about the roof and the contractor, and his face just crumbled. I bet. Then he got mad, said I was eavesdropping. No, said it was not a big deal because I have more than enough and his parents have struggled for years. And said I was being selfish. He actually said, if you really loved me, you'd want me to help my family. That's what marriage is. You are a sneaky, conniving little fool. I asked if this was the plan from the start, and he didn't say no. He said, you're overreacting. You need to calm down. That sounds like an admission. When they deflect and don't answer the question and do something like that, that's your answer right there. I packed a bag and went to my mom's. He's been blowing up my phone, text flip between, I'm sorry you overheard that. It came out wrong. Please come home. And you're throwing away 4 years over a private conversation. I'm sorry. I have to stop because when you are married or getting married, that is the private conversations you talk to them about. Like there's no, unless it's like super duper weird or whatever. I forgot what I was saying. The dog's interrupted. So my mom says to call it off. My best friend says maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I should just keep finances separate and go ahead, but I can't unhear his tone of voice. Like I was a done deal. Not cool, man. I would not go through with the wedding. What I was saying is when you get married and you have a family, that's where your secrets are. Your secrets aren't over here because then these people are like, well, who are we to you? The family you create is here. The family you come from, here. Okay. I back my family I created on purpose more than I create the family I didn't ask to be born into. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just, I don't think a whole lot of families understand that. And then they make the outsiders feel like outsiders, like they're not actually family. And it's all pretend, and the overly, I love you is just too much sometimes. Like, stop faking it, please. You're tearing up my heart. I told him the wedding is on pause. He says if I cancel it, we're done for good and I'll have wasted 4 years of his life. I feel like I'm suffocating. I loved this man. Now I look at him and wonder if anything was real. AITA, if I end it, edit, he just sent a voice note of him crying, saying he's an idiot and he never meant any of it. He was just talking big to impress his mom. I don't know what to believe anymore. You don't have to impress your mom. Who you should be worried about is the woman you plan to spend the rest of your life with. Well, yeah, this irritated me. Let's see what the comments say. But good thing you learned this before it was too late. Yep. I'm going to upvote that. That's the only thing holding me together right now. Better than now, because this was 4 hours ago, by the way. Better now than after signing a marriage license. Still hurts, though. I'm sure it does. He's only crying because he's mad OP overheard their conversation. Future boyfriends don't need to know about OP's inheritance. This one knew because he was around when OP's father passed. I'd say break up or make him sign a strong premarital agreement. Personally, I'd want to break up. I'd feel he'd exhaust me by giving 1,000 reasons why to spend the inheritance daily. Yeah. And then someone said, no way, don't do that. He's a snake. He's a user. It does sound like that. It does sound like, I mean, obviously, her father had passed away 2 years ago, but it does seem like his mom being cool with it and being like, don't sign anything until you're married, and like that's really, as a woman, 2 sons, I would never want my son I would never use my son and his fiance's inheritance to fix my roof, because I'm an adult and I'm the more grown up adult. I'm the older adult in that situation. I wouldn't take advantage of a younger person's inheritance from her father. How rude. Okay, so this person says OP needs to break away from the lot of them. Ex future father in law has already talked to contractors. Ex future mother in law has already used the family helps the family line. Ex future sister in law is projecting gold digger on OP, and he proposed after he knew about the inheritance. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? 18 months in? And he proposes after her dad dies? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what did you guys think? I might do a live Reddit reading tonight. Either way, tonight I am going to be recording Reddit. Hopefully. Every time I say that, it never ends up working out. But hopefully tonight I'll stay up long enough to film one. My kids have been sleeping in their own bed. When their dad works nights, I just let them sleep in my bed. But they're getting older and getting bigger, so they can't really fit in there with me anymore. So Mama gets the whole big bed to herself. It is a California king. The youngest wants to be right beside me, and then the oldest wants to be right beside me, and I do not sleep in the middle, so they kind of just push me off the bed. Anyway, this is a long video, and I want to apologize to anyone from Facebook that's seeing this and who I did not explain myself very well in this video. I was talking about, I can't say it without it sounding offensive, but younger people are more fertile than older people is the basic line of it all. And I said a whole bunch of stuff in between there that I shouldn't have said, and I feel really bad, and I wish I would have never said that. I wish I would have listened. I don't think I listened to what I was saying when I don't think I edited that video on Facebook. So I am, from the bottom of my heart, so sorry. I have been overthinking this all day, as I should, because what a terrible thing to do, to make people feel like I'm a woman bashing other women or like slut shaming. I'm not at all. I was just saying this one particular TikToker is doing, like, Twitch streamer is doing things that I don't think is okay as a pregnant person and as a mother. Something just turned, you know how like your fridge or something stops running and it sounds weird when everything, or like the AC turns off and it's like all of a sudden it's quiet. My husband switched our air filters to the metal air filters, and I think that's why it is so loud, because it was never that loud before. And that was like 2 years ago he did that, maybe longer. God, we've been married 10 years on September 1st. What a wild ride it has been for my whole 41 years of life. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later, either live or not, on TikTok. But thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking around. truly, I'm sorry for offending anybody, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.